Have you ever felt like you're always the one who cares too much? You love deeply, give endlessly, and stay silent even when your heart is breaking. But instead of being appreciated, you're taken for granted. Again and again. You're an empath, someone with a soft heart, pure intentions, and a soul that feels everything. But what happens when that kind of soul reaches its breaking point? This video is for every kind, soft-hearted believer who has been used, ignored, and emotionally drained by those who never deserved them. We'll show you the moment when an empath, guided by faith, draws a line. The moment when you turn to Allah and take one strong step, and suddenly every manipulator, every narcissist begins to fear your strength. Because once you stop trying to fix everyone and start protecting your peace through Allah, something powerful happens. You become untouchable, and that's what scares them the most. In the world we live in today, where cruelty is often celebrated and selfishness is considered strength, there exists a rare kind of person, an empath. This is someone whose heart is so pure, they feel the pain of others as if it's their own. They give love without expecting anything back. They listen when no one else does. They cry in secret over the problems of people who don't even know how much they care. These are not weak people. They are strong souls. Strong not in noise, but in silence. Strong not in anger, but in patience. And Islam beautifully recognizes such hearts. An empath, in the light of Islam, is the one who lives by ihsan, doing every act of kindness with sincerity and beauty. Their words are soft, their thoughts are clean, and their hands are always stretched out to help. Being an empath is a test from Allah. When you feel deeply, you also hurt deeply. But that pain is not a punishment. It's a sign of a soul that is still alive in a world where most hearts have turned cold. And Allah sees every tear you cry in silence. He knows the nights you stay awake, thinking of how to help someone else, even when no one is helping you. In the eyes of the world, empaths are often misunderstood. People say you're too soft, that you let people walk over you, that you forgive too easily. But in the eyes of Allah, your softness is your strength. Your mercy is your might. Your kindness is your shield. Because you are choosing goodness in a world that rewards cruelty, empaths often give second chances, third chances, sometimes endless chances. They see the pain behind someone's anger. They try to understand before they judge. But sometimes this beautiful heart becomes tired, drained, exhausted. And that's when they begin to wake up. They begin to realize that while it's good to be kind, it's not right to be used. While it's noble to forgive, it's not fair to keep breaking your own heart for people who don't care. That realization, my dear brothers and sisters, is not rebellion. It's wisdom. That's the lesson for every empath. Your feelings are valid. Your pain is real. But your healing begins when you realize your value. You were not born to be broken over and over again. You were not created to carry the weight of people who choose to hurt you. Your duty is to Allah, and your kindness is for His sake, not for those who use it against you. And when you become fed up, when your heart finally says enough, something powerful happens. You stop seeking approval from people. You stop letting your emotions be controlled by their moods. You stop apologizing for who you are. And you begin to walk in your truth, silently, gracefully, and with the light of Allah guiding you. That's when they start to notice that the same empath who used to beg for love is now silent, that the one who once cried quietly is now peaceful, that the person who kept giving has now stopped, not out of hate, but out of self-respect. And in that moment, the narcissists, the manipulators, and the users begin to fear. Not because you shouted, not because you changed into someone else, but because you returned to yourself, the self that Allah created strong, resilient, aware, and close to Him. Remember, you are not alone in your feelings. You are not weak. You are chosen. Chosen to carry a heart that reflects the mercy of your Creator. And when you protect that heart, when you give it back to Allah, you become unstoppable. In this world, you will meet different kinds of people. Some will make you feel stronger. Others will make you feel smaller. Some will support you, and some will slowly destroy your peace while pretending to care. One of the most dangerous types of people you can face is a narcissist. This is someone who hides behind fake smiles, but their heart is full of pride, selfishness, and control. They want everything to go their way, And if it doesn't, they turn against you, not with honesty, but with manipulation. A narcissist, in simple words, is someone who makes everything about themselves. They always want attention. They talk about their problems, their needs, their dreams, and rarely ask about yours. If you share your pain, they ignore it. If you make a mistake, they blame you forever. But if they make a mistake, they never admit it. They expect you to forgive and forget while they hold your errors over your head for years. They love control. And sadly, they often look for people with soft hearts, like empaths, to control. But the most dangerous part of being close to a narcissist is this: they don't destroy you all at once. They break you slowly. They confuse you. They make you doubt yourself. They twist your words. They blame you for things they caused. And over time, your light starts to fade. You begin to feel like you're not good enough, not strong enough, not lovable enough. You think you're always wrong. But the truth is, you're being emotionally drained by someone who feeds on power, not love. Narcissists often act nice in public. They smile in front of people, speak sweet words, and show kindness, not because they care, but because they want a good image. But in private, they show their real face. They are cold, demanding, and cruel. They know exactly what to say to make you feel guilty. They know how to turn others against you. They play the victim while making you look like the problem. You may wonder, how do they get away with it? The answer is simple. They know that empaths don't like conflict. Empaths want peace, and narcissists use that silence as a weapon. The more you stay quiet, the more they grow in confidence. But that doesn't mean you are weak. It means you're trusting that Allah sees what others do not, and He does. There comes a time when the narcissist starts to lose their control, when the person they used to silence finally starts to speak, when the person who cried silently finally chooses distance, when the one they once controlled turns to Allah for healing. And that moment is what they fear the most, because they can handle your tears, they can handle your silence, but they cannot handle your growth. They cannot handle when you stop needing them. They cannot handle when you take your heart back from their hands and place it in the care of Allah. That's when their power breaks. So, who is a narcissist? A narcissist is a person full of pride, hungry for control, and empty of true empathy. Someone who gives you just enough love to keep you near, but never enough to make you feel safe. Someone who uses your good nature for their selfish gain. Someone who turns your kindness into your prison. But as a Muslim, you are not helpless. You are not created to suffer under the pride of others. You are guided by Allah, protected by His mercy, and watched by His justice. And when you take a step back from these people, not out of hate, but out of faith, Allah helps you rise again. Your silence has value, your patience has reward, and your strength is written in your heart by the one who knows your worth. So if you've ever faced a narcissist, do not feel ashamed. You were tested, not destroyed. And now you know. Now you grow, and now they no longer have power over you. One of the most beautiful and powerful things a Muslim can learn is the value of boundaries. A boundary is not hatred. It is not cruelty. It is not cruelty. It is wisdom. It is strength. It is mercy for yourself and for others. In Islam, setting limits with people is not only allowed, it is encouraged when your peace, your faith, and your dignity are being damaged. Many people, especially those with soft hearts, believe that being a good Muslim means saying yes to everything. They think that if they are kind, they must allow people to speak to them however they want, treat them however they want, and take from them whatever they want. But this is not what Islam teaches. Islam teaches balance. Islam teaches respect for others and for yourself. A boundary is simply a line that you choose not to allow others to cross. It means saying, "This is where I stop. This is where my peace begins. This is where I protect what Allah gave me, my heart, my time, my mind, my soul." When you set a boundary, you are not pushing people away. You are inviting them to treat you better. You are teaching them how to respect you. And if they still refuse, then stepping back is not selfish, it's self-care. And in Islam, your mental and emotional health matters. Sometimes we are afraid to set boundaries because we fear people will leave us, hate us, or talk badly about us. But what is the cost of not setting them? You lose sleep. You lose confidence. You lose connection with yourself. You become a person who says yes while screaming no inside. You start to disappear. And that is never what Allah wants for you. Islam teaches us to protect ourselves from harm, even if that harm comes in the form of people we love. You can love someone and still tell them, "This is not okay." You can forgive someone and still not let them repeat the same mistake. You can be kind without allowing people to break your spirit. Setting boundaries also strengthens your relationship with Allah. Why? Because when you stop relying on people to complete you, you begin relying on Him. When you stop giving your energy to those who don't value it, you begin giving more to your faith. When you stop trying to fix people who keep breaking you, you finally have the space to heal. It's okay to block what hurts you. It's okay to walk away from drama. It's okay to say no and mean it. And when you do it with dignity, not anger, with peace, not pride, it becomes an act of worship. Because you are honoring what Allah gave you, your heart is not a public door. Your mind is not an open field. Your emotions are not for sale. You are a believer. You are dignified. And you have the right to protect your peace without guilt. Setting boundaries is not about becoming cold. It's about becoming clear. It's not about being rude. It's about being real with others, and real with yourself. So let today be the day you stop apologizing for protecting your heart. Let today be the day you choose peace over pleasing people. Let today be the day you say, "My worth is not based on how much I give, but on who I am in the eyes of Allah." Because when you draw a line for the sake of your Lord, you are never drawing people out. You are drawing closer to peace, closer to truth, and closer to Him. Sometimes the heaviest burdens we carry are not made of stone or metal. They are made of emotions, confusion, guilt, exhaustion, and often these feelings come from one painful truth: you are being used. But because your heart is kind, you don't want to believe it. You keep giving people the benefit of the doubt. You tell yourself they'll change. You hope that maybe, just maybe, they'll see how much you care. But deep down, a small voice keeps whispering, "This isn't fair. This isn't fair. This isn't love." Recognizing that someone is using you is never easy, especially when it's someone you love, trust, or admire. But Islam teaches us to live with open eyes, not blind hearts. We are told to be forgiving, but not foolish. To be generous, but not to those who feed off our goodness. The beauty of our Deen is that it doesn't ask us to suffer silently. It gives us signs, wisdom, and strength to walk away when something is no longer healthy for our soul. You may be wondering, how can I know when I'm being used? The truth is, your heart already knows. But your kindness keeps you quiet. You start to feel drained after every conversation. You notice that you're always the one reaching out. When you're happy, they disappear. When you're broken, they show up just enough to keep you holding on. They ask for favors, time, money, support. But when you need even a little help, they vanish. And yet, you keep giving. Not because you're weak, but because you believe in goodness. You believe in the reward from Allah. You hope that your patience will change them. But here's the reality. Your patience is not a miracle cure for someone's selfishness. You are not responsible for saving someone who refuses to see your value. Islam never told you to pour from an empty cup. Being used often feels like walking on eggshells. You're afraid to say no, afraid to disappoint, afraid they'll leave. But if someone only stays in your life because of what you do for them, they were never really with you. They were with what you gave. And once you stop giving, they show their true face. Cold, distant, accusing. That's when the truth hits you. Their love was never real. It was a transaction, and you were the one always paying. Recognizing you are being used is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of awakening. It is the moment you realize that your worth was never meant to be measured by how much you can give others. It was always meant to be rooted in how much you give to Allah. He sees the nights you cried after giving your all. He hears the prayers you made for people who never prayed for you. He knows the times you smiled for others while your own heart was breaking. And He is not blind to injustice. When you begin to notice the signs that you are only appreciated when you're useful, that your feelings are ignored, that your boundaries are crossed, that you're never seen, only used, then it's time to step back. It's time to choose yourself, your peace, and your relationship with Allah. Because when you choose Him, you choose the one who never uses you, never forgets you, and never leaves you. And when you walk away from those who used your heart like a tool, they may mock you, they may try to guilt you, they may say, "You've changed." But let them, because you have changed for the better. You've gone from being drained to being free. You've gone from being used to being guided. You've gone from being blind to being awake. And now, with Allah by your side, you will never be empty again. So let this be your turning point. The moment you stop giving to those who only take, the moment you say, enough, not out of anger, but out of love, for yourself, for your peace, and most of all, for your connection with the one who gave you that beautiful heart in the first place, Allah. And remember, when you start healing through Allah, no one can break you again. Because what was once your weakness becomes your armor, and what once hurt you becomes the reason you rise higher than ever before. You no longer fear loss, betrayal, or loneliness, because Allah becomes enough. He becomes your healer, your protector, your closest companion. So hold on, keep walking, and trust that every scar is a sign that you survived, and that Allah never left you, not even for a moment.